Hi there, I'm Calum Kletta. We're down here today at my local syndicate lake. I normally fish the little lake here, which has got some lovely big carp in it, but today we're going over to the big lake, which is much easier, good stock of sort of mid-doubles to 20-pound carp. The reason for that is that we're going to try and catch a fish off the top, off the bottom, and also on the middle on a zig. So I'm going to just grab the last bit of my tackle and then we're going to head down to the swim. So we've had a nice walk around the lake now. I've chosen this swim. I've gone for this swim because it's on the end of that nice new wind that's blowing up, and the fish in here absolutely love following the wind. Seen loads of fish showing out there already. You'd obviously might be able to see that weed bed behind me. There's been loads of fish sort of cruising around there sort of in the last couple of days while I've been wandering around. So all I've done is cast the bare lead out there a couple of times, found a nice smooth clear area. That's where I'm going to be fishing today. I'm going to start off on the bottom baits, try and catch one on the bottom first. I think that's going to be the best way to start because as the sun gets up later on, it'll be much easier to catch them on the zigs and the floaters when they might not be on the bottom as much then. So I'm going to start off with the bottom baits. So I'm going to go get the rods out now and I'll see you again in a minute. So into the first fish of the trip now. This one's on a little D-rig, little bright yellow Northern Special. Put a few more spots back out over the area. I've been seeing fish showing over the top of it, but I hadn't had a bite, so I thought I needed to top the area up. A couple of minutes later, away it went. Just got me in a weed bed at the moment. Well, that didn't take very long. Got a few spots out in the area and then the right hand rod's ripped off for this lovely little mirror. Well spawned out. Taken on that little D-rig that I'm going to show you in a minute with a yellow Northern Special on the hair. Little PVA bag of trout pellet. Just lobbed it out there, went off within a couple of minutes. So we'll get the rod back out and hopefully there'll be a few more fish to come through the day. So I've done the bottom bait challenge and this is the setup and the rig that I've been using on the bottom. It starts off with the Pro XM mainline. There's sort of funny rules about lead core on this lake, so I'm just not bothering with it. The XM is so abrasion resistant, sinks so well, it's fine anyway without it. Just got a standard lead clip on there, the 4-ounce lead just to help get it out in this headwind. Onto that I've got a quick lock swivel, an anti-tangle sleeve over it again, so I'll just change the rigs nice and quickly. Like I'll probably be putting the zig out on this rod now, so I can just take this rig off, clip the zig on, nice, quick and simple. The main hook link is 15-pound sink skin. It's going to lay nicely on the bottom. If there's any weed or anything on the area I'm fishing, it will lie nicely over the top of that. I've then got a small break in the hook link and the coating. So all that's going to do is create a small hinge so the hook can like move around and work well with the rig. The hook is a size 6 mugger. I've just gone over the point with a Point Doctor 2 on that just to make it ultra sharp. And then I've created the sort of D on the back of the hook using a whipping knot opposite the barb, and then you run the tag end round and that's your actual hook link with the knotless knot on it. It's got a size 20 micro swivel mounted onto the bait. I'm just using a bit of bait floss, threading that through the bait, tying on my hair stop, blobbing the end of it, and this rig's working really well. I've got to thank my mate Andy who put me onto this. I've caught so many fish since using it and the hook holds are amazing. So we'll get on with the rest of the challenge now, hopefully with a few more fish to come.
Salmon on, Bob, salmon on!
Now how about this for an incredible little carp, absolute perfection in miniature. Another one taken off the bottom. You might be able to hear the speedboat out in the background, and that really spurs the fish on in this lake quite often, gets them feeding. So I think what I'm going to do now, I've caught a couple off the bottom, is get both the rods out on the zigs and try and get them done sorted. So I've done the bottom bait bit of the challenge, so it's time to get the zig rigs out. Just going to quickly run you through the setup before I cast my rod out. The first part is no lead core again. It's just going down to the simple covert lead clip setup with a 4-ounce lead on it. Got the quick lock swivel inside there. Again, so I'm going to change the rigs and the zigs and the hook links so if I need different depths and stuff like that. The anti-tangle sleeve on there is going to keep the hook link pushed away from the lead clip setup, which is where all the tangles on the zig are going to happen. The main hook link on my zig is £10 zig link. I've gone for £10 because there's a bit of weed in the swim. This is going to be good, nice and strong and abrasion resistant, so hopefully I don't lose any fish in the weed. A little hook bait setup. It's a size 11 mugger, simple knotless knot, a bit of silicone opposite the barb. On the hair I've got a 12mm Northern Special. You're not allowed foam on this lake, which would be my normal choice for a zig, so I've gone for the pop-up because it's something a bit more bright in their face. We'll give it a bit, see if I can get a bite, but if not, we'll have a change around, might try some like black pop-ups trimmed down or something like that. So I'm going to get the rod out now, hopefully there'll be a few fish to come. So I've been having a go with the zigs for a little while now, but nothing had been happening, so I've changed over to a slightly longer one with a white pop-up. Cast it out, just sinking the line, it's torn off in my hand. Just shows the importance of getting the right depth in the hook baits on zigs. So hopefully this one will end up in the net. So there we go, that's the zig rig part of the challenge completed. Weighing just under £14, another lovely dark common. Taken on a zig that was about 7 foot in length, tied up with a size 11 mugger, some £10 zig link. White Northern Special on the hook bait. You normally wouldn't use a pop-up on a zig, but you're not allowed any sort of foam or artificial baits on here, so that's what I've been using. This one took it within seconds of it landing in the water, so I'm going to get him back, get that rod back out, we'll see if we catch another one of the zigs before we move over to the surface fishing. So it's on to the last bit of the challenge now, and I think going to be the hardest bit, trying to catch one off the surface. The wind's picked up and the sun's gone in since this morning. Although I was catching well on the zigs, I think getting them to go that couple of feet up and take off the top is going to be a bit harder. What I'm going to do though is going to oil my mixers right up. It's going to serve two purposes. The hemp oil from CC Moore is going to provide a bit of smell and attraction to get the fish towards it, but it's also going to flatten the lake off from all those waves from the wind, which means my controller's not going to be blown around so much. My mixers aren't going to end up in the margins within seconds. You'll also notice that when I'm casting it out there, rather than stopping it and like hitting a clip like you would normally with a spom, I'm just going to plummet it in, and it's going to create a load of noise. I think on the heavily stocked waters like this, it's going to attract the fish rather than scare them off. Just getting this little edge that I might try, see how it goes. So we'll try and catch it off the top now. So we're on to the last part of the challenge now, trying to catch one off the top. I've fed a load of floaters out there and the fish are starting to come up and take, so I'm quickly going to make the cast now and then I'll run you through the setup. Got one of the large flatliners in there, set up inline style with a tail rubber at the top to stop it tangling. I've set it up so it's bolt rigged with a size 12 flexi ring swivel in the bottom, a really short hook link of about 2 or 3 foot with 10-pound zig link, the size 11 mugger and one of the Enterprise zig rig floater chum mixers. So hopefully we'll get one and then we've done the challenge. Oh no! Oh no! What?
Salmon on.
So I've finally managed to hook one off the surface. It's been a real slog. Like when we started, the wind wasn't too bad, but it's just kept picking up, and my mixers are ending up in the margin pretty much straight away. Can't keep my hook link straight. It's just been a catalogue of errors, but eventually managed to hook one. There's a big old swell just behind that flatliner when I hooked it, so hopefully it's one of the bigger ones inside this lake. Just going for a wee bed at the moment. All good. Hopefully we end up in the net. Well, there we have it, challenge completed. Another lovely mid-double from this lake. This one was taken off the top, £10 Pro mainline, £8 zig link hook link with a size 11 mugger and a little Enterprise zig chum mixer. Really pleased with this. It was such a nightmare trying to get them off the top. Where it wasn't supposed windy this morning, the sun was out, it looked perfect for it, but as the afternoon's gone on, the wind's picked up and it's moving my control all over the swim. Keep casting in the trees as well, which doesn't help. But eventually this one made a huge swell, whipped the line up tight and it was on the end. So we're slipping back now and then I think we're going to head off home.